Hey, welcome everyone. It's Chit Chat and it's a fabulous one. Listen, I am so excited. I'm bursting with excitement, trying to maintain composure because this is a super one. It's a special 1 hour Chit Chat. Now, when I tell you it's a special 1 hour Chit Chat, it's got to be about somebody special. I've got Amanda Seals in the building with me this morning. She's already cracking up. She's brought so much energy and I've been feeling so... And she walked through the doors, man, and let me tell you, my energy level, woo, coffee, forget about that. But folks, Amanda Seals is a name that you will undoubtedly get to know more about. As the days, the weeks, the months, the years go by, for a lot of you hip, trendy folks out there, a lot of you know about her. She's quite a versatile and I think an extremely talented young woman. And we're so happy to say that she's one of our sisters of the soil. Yes, thanks to Mommy Seals. So I'll be chatting with Amanda today about her journey. And this is why we need I think we need more than an hour. But because Chit Chat is just an hour, we're going to try to see if we can crunch a lot about what Amanda is all about. You know, her journey as an artist, a DJ, comedian, an actress. She's doing it all. And I love her drive because sometimes I feel that I am doing so much that people might start actually complaining, what, you want to be in everything? Well, let me tell you, I think she's going to have a few words for the people out there who think that you can't be versatile and you can't do everything and follow your dreams. So it's going to be really special today. Don't forget, anytime you need to contact me via email, you can do so at chitchat@columbusgrenada.com or just shoot me a message on the Facebook page. Of course, if you want to become part of the Chit Chat family on the Facebook page, you just got to enter the words Chit Chat and see all the great stuff that we're doing and all the wonderful folks that we interview right here from time to time. As a matter of fact, I have a special lady with me, like I mentioned before the break. Amanda Seals is with me, and I have been longing to, just shoot that interview with her, and it's finally happening, and I'm so happy that she's here with me in studio today. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning.
I almost said Amanda Diva, but I remember
yes,
that the diva is dead, right?
Yes, the diva is dead.
No longer, no more. And we're going to get to that actually.
Okay.
But before we get into your life, Amanda, how has things been going for you in Grenada? Second time around this year?
Yes.
Second time around.
This is actually the first time I was able to make it here twice in 1 year. So I was really happy to do that. And, I want to come to Grenada more often, but, it's like getting a flight is, they say Grenada is for Grenadians because they make it difficult to come to Grenada, But, no, I made it here twice this year, and we did an event this time called Monochrome, and last time as well. And so, just really working to do more stuff on the island and get folks more acclimated with my work, and also, get me more acclimated with folks like yourself who are doing great work on the island.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And you're starting to sound like an island girl, right?
It comes out, It makes appearances, especially if I'm talking to another Spice Islander, It's just going to make an appearance. So,
and I like that.
Because I don't want to sit up here talking like this. I mean, that just sounds boring.
No, and I just might start doing it too. So
we can't have that.
No, we can't have that at all. Amanda, you have an extremely incredible portfolio thus far in your life, and I know there's lots more that you will be doing. I know there's a lot of things that you will be accomplishing in your career, but let's start at the beginning. Tell me about the discovery of Amanda, the versatile being, artist, and getting involved in television and that sort of thing. When did you know that this is the area that you really wanted to pursue?
Well, I was put in like all different activities from an early age. Like my mom always had me in all different kind of lessons. So from piano to ice skating, tap, jazz, ballet.
Gymnastics?
Gymnastics came later. Gymnastics came at 12 when I was done with ballet. And I was like, okay, moving on. So, but in terms of just being multifaceted, there was always a number of different things I was doing. So I've never known a life without doing multiple things, So, and the arts my family, the Seals family, is a very musically inclined family. You know, the arts are very instilled in our roots. I mean, like, everybody plays an instrument, or, you know, like, my mom could have been a record exec, you know, in another lifetime. So, you know, it's only natural that I would carry on with that. So, you know, for me, when we moved to Orlando at the time was a bustling industry of television for Nickelodeon and Universal, and they were shooting films, and it had become somewhere where a lot of entertainment was happening, especially it's Disney, you know? So I was put in full, you know, high gear with that, because I danced at Disney when I was 8, and all the other kids had like agents and resumes and headshots, and so, you know, my mom did some research, and I got those things, and then it was off and away. And so I started doing television commercials, and went to performing arts high school, and started art class. And, you know, it's just kind of like I was never encouraged to only do one thing. I was encouraged to, you know, really work on all the crafts that I had, and to not let anything fall to the wayside. It's like, if you're given these gifts, you know, you should possess them and hone them and embrace them, as opposed to, you know, a lot of advice that people give, which is, well, just choose one thing. And I think that may work for some people, but that was never a comfortable path for me. You know, I've tried to heed that advice and be like, okay, I'm just gonna do music. Right. I'm just gonna do TV. But to be perfectly frank, in this recession, as many streams of income as you can have is really what you should be utilizing. So true. You know, so true. Just knocking all of them off and just doing one just has seemed silly. But, you know, I won't say it's all peaches and cream, and, you know, it's just, it's a different journey. But for me, it seems so far like it's been the right way to go.
Do you find that now that you've gotten older, you know, yes, you still want to be a part of everything that represents Amanda, but now you tend to be a little bit more focused on, let's say, 2 out of the 6 as opposed to all 6?
Well, you know, the thing is, it's not necessarily like separating them or compartmentalizing them, but more so you see how they start to all naturally congeal. Because, for instance, when you keep doing something well for a long time, people will start to accept that, you know? So it's just that them 6 years or 7 years, however, where you're trying to like get them to understand can be very, you know, trying at times. But at this point, I've been very lucky to have really like stuck to the grindstone, and now there's acceptance of, you know, these different areas, and more so not just the acceptance of them, but now there's like these avenues that have been created to where I can put them together. So like in television, for instance, you know, I can bring comedy and music and reporting and interviewing together, as opposed to just, okay, you're just hosting or you're just interviewing, you know. And in music as well, you know, I've been able to bring together, you know, not just hip hop, but also soul, you know, and singing, and bringing those together, and, you know, utilizing different avenues of social media. So, you know, I wouldn't say that I've narrowed down per se, but I've just more honed how I do the different things and made them more streamlined.
Good. Sounds good. Let's talk about some of the influences in your life, you know, folks, or even maybe people you've worked with or looked up to. Who would you say have been some of your most influential persons that existed in your life?
Oh, of course, my mom, you know, just because she's always been like she's always been very involved in the news and in music and in staying on top of like what's going on currently. And for what I do, I mean, that's essential, because, you know, it's the same thing for what you do. You know, we need to have our finger on the pulse of the people. So we have to stay in tune with what's happening so that we can, you know what's, or even be able to predict what's happening next. Because, you know, everybody wants to know, well, what do you think is coming next? And they look to personalities and folks, you know, that are in supposedly the know to be able to do that and to speak on that intellectually. and humorously, you know. So that's the other part. My mom is hilarious, and it has been brought to my attention that, you know, my humor and comedic timing is
comes from the roots.
From my Hmong roots in Mount Morris. So, you know, I'll claim that. I'll take that. You know, because I would, out of everything I do, I would say that being able to be funny is probably my most cherished skill. Yeah, because life is hard and annoying.
It is.
You know, and so when you can not only like make other people laugh, make yourself laugh, it helps the process.
It kind of helps when you can laugh at yourself too, you know.
Yes, because let me tell you, I was running down Lassages Beach the other day, and I was just running, and the wind was in my hair, and it was just flowing like blonde ribbons, and you know, the sun and the sea, and then like a hand from the crypt, the sand reach up and grab my foot, and when I tell you it took me down,
You fell.
oh my gosh! Not only did I fall, I rolled into the ocean, and simultaneously it started raining. So some people might have been like, "Oh my God, who saw that?" But you know, I'm happy that I was able to just sit there and just crack up laughing. Of course, I look up the beach, and she's like, "Ah!" You know, so.
Oh wow!
You know, you got to be able to laugh at yourself.
You have to,
and you got to be able to find the funny. But you know, other influences. I really have had a lot of musical exposure throughout my whole life. So not just music in terms of just artists, but like musical theater. You know, music in movies. So music filters through everything I do and influences a lot of my forms of expression, whether it's through painting or through my own singing or through, you know, I love interviewing like musical artists. You know, I love hearing about their process and how they come up with, you know, their topics and expression. And, you know, I just wrote a one-woman play, and, you know, I was able to actually bring musical theater into there. And a lot of people hadn't known about that background of mine. So I was really excited to be able to bring that back, because that's where I come from. As other influences, you know, I started writing raps and doing hip hop because of Lauryn Hill. Like, there's not even any other reason. It was just Lauryn Hill. I wrote all my first rhymes as the fourth member of the Fugees. So I have a whole rhyme book with fourth verses of all Fuji songs, you know? So, you know, the technology today, I could probably just superimpose myself in the videos and just be right there. So, you know, Lauryn Hill is definitely, and, you know, I really feel like it's hard to stay true to like your musical roots when, especially these days, there's so much going on around you. And it's very easy to say, well, maybe I should be doing what that person is doing because, well, they're more successful or they're winning. And it's tough to like stick to what you do. But when you have influences to look at, like I look at John Legend and The Roots and, you know, even Badu, and there's a certain like niche that they've stuck to in terms of giving true soul music, and that's really where I come from. I don't sing R&B songs, you know, not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's just not what I do. There's more of a honesty and a raw, you know, I don't really like to do the pretty picture songs, because it's just not that real.
Get down to the real story. Give the real story.
Yes. So that's where my influences lie. I mean, as far as just across the board, you know, I really am proud to consider myself a black artist and not just an artist. And I know that, you know, there's some out there who would rather just say, well, I am not limited. I am an artist that just happens to be black. But I take really a lot of pride in the fact that I come from, you know, black people of the diaspora, whether they're from the West Indies or Africa or African Americans, because, I mean, we make some amazing stuff. I mean, you know, from soca to reggae. Yeah. This island just made reggae. Jamaica just came up with reggae like that, you know? Yeah. And when you look at hip-hop coming from the Black and Latinos of America and soca and calypso coming from, you know, down the end of the Grenadines, and you look at these things and you're just like, this is something I should be proud to embrace.
Of course.
And it definitely inspires what I do. And you may not always look at something and say, something of mine and say like, oh, well, you know, that's a black thing. Yeah. But it's always coming from the soul.
So true. Ooh, so deep, so true.
Deep.
Deep power to the people. Folks, I'm chatting with Amanda Sears. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to delve into the coffee break segment where we will actually feature one of Amanda's videos, Man Child. We'll be right back.